Hello, I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times. On Thursday, February the 5th, I'm in a hotel room in San Francisco. I tried to get out on the bay, but I couldn't quite swing it with my technological problems. I'm trying to help Benji out today by doing the video news headlines again from Arkansas. He's been busy at the legislature, and because it's been quite a busy day. This morning, the Senate completed action on Governor Asa Hutchinson's $100 million income tax cut. It'll be a boon to quite a few middle-income families. It includes a little bit of a rollback of a capital gains tax giveaway to wealthy people. Unfortunately, it does leave out the 40% of the bottom wage earners in Arkansas who make less than $21,000. I'm hoping to hear the governor talk more explicitly about why he felt they weren't in need of a tax cut, though people who made more money were. Hot debate in the House committee this morning on a measure by Charlie Collins to force all the Arkansas colleges, public colleges and universities, to allow permitted staff members to carry concealed weapons onto campus as a security measure. The vote tied 10-10. That meant the bill failed. It split largely on partisan lines. There was tremendous opposition from students and faculty members. This is a problem that hasn't yet shown it needs a solution in Arkansas, or that concealed weapons are the answer, but it's a hotly controversial issue. I'm not sure if it's dead yet, and it's one of many gun bills in the legislature this year that are likely to pass because of the heavy Republican contingency. Fights on moral issues continued. Senator Bart Hester won committee approval of his bill to prevent cities from passing ordinances that prevent discrimination against gay people. Bart Hester and the people who think like he does thinks that the law should stay at the state and local level to allow legal discrimination against gay people in employment, housing, and public accommodations. The Municipal League, including Mayor Mark Stodola, opposed the bill, but they did so on fairly limp grounds. They said, well, this takes local control away from us. Well, the state can take local control in any number of issues, from educations to guns to taxation. But what's the most important issue in this is discriminating against people, and that's what the mayor should have stood up and said, is it's just simply wrong to discriminate, and we oppose a bill that would allow that to happen. Big news from Leslie Peacock on our blog yesterday. She got the figures on the number of people who've won conscience exemptions from the law that requires vaccination of school children. The number's up to 34,000. It's a number that begins to concern health officials, and I think with good reason. The more people are unvaccinated, the more diseases are going to be contracted, the more it's going to spread to other children, sometimes with fatal results. I think a lot of people agree there should be some exceptions for parents with deep feelings about this, but if we move to a situation where people think vaccinations are not necessary, bad things are going to happen. More children should be vaccinated, not fewer. We learned more details last night about the controversy in North Little Rock over their football coach, Brad Boulding. The district wants to fire him. There's a dispute about how money has been spent for football equipment. He thinks he's in the right. He's going to contest his firing, but at last some of the details have come out. They haven't quite fit some of the wild rumors that we've heard. I welcome this morning the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette's entry into the story about plans afoot to talk about moving the Arkansas Arts Center and perhaps other arts institutions in North Little Rock. It would be done with a North Little Rock sales tax and a private contribution, perhaps from the Stevens family. At long last, Little Rock officials have gotten word of it, and they're worked up, and they say they're going to do what they can do to keep the Arts Center where it is and traditionally has been and where it started in Little Rock. But this has begun a good debate about how well we support our arts institutions, if they're in good locations, if there's a better way to display them, if it would be good to the city to do so. I think major arts and aesthetic improvements are always good for a city, but there are always a lot of other needs. The Central Arkansas Transit Authority chief said he thought it would be better to have a dedicated tax to provide a great transit service so everybody could get to work in Little Rock. That's a great idea. There are always a lot of needs and not enough money. But I think it's a good conversation to have, and if it energizes Little Rock officials to talk about what they do in the city and what kind of leadership we have, if people think going to North Little Rock is an alternative, that'll probably be a good outcome in the long run. I would still put the odds at a move of the Arts Center fairly small, but you just never know when big money is behind such an issue. I'm in San Francisco. I may be back tomorrow. If Benji can't do it, I'm Max Brantley. Thanks a lot.